So this is Zach, and I'm back for my second episode with the Order of Thembor, my hive mind. So we're going to pick up where we left off, but some interesting news came out just earlier today. So in the next release of Solaris 1.6, they're going to add a new option for hive minds called the Devouring Swarm, which adds some interesting changes. So the Devouring Swarm can't engage in diplomacy with other races. When you consume the xenopops on planets that you take over, you gain society research from eating them, and it gives you some bonuses to biology research speed and ship hull points, those types of things. So interesting changes, different way to play it. Would I do that with my Order of Thembor with their backstory? I'm not really sure. So I think I may actually look at how you do mods to the game and create a mod for the Order of Thembor, see if I can add some extra background events, those kind of things, into the game, or events that tie into the backstory. So I'm going to be looking at that more, and maybe for the next release, right after it comes out, maybe I can release something that would sort of play into these hive mind mechanics. But just thought it was cool to see more new cool things on the way for Stellaris. So lots of things coming down the road. But let's take a look at where we left off and make our new plans for today. So we left off sort of on the galaxy map. We were doing some exploring. Science ships are headed out to scan some areas. How's that going to play into what we do? Well, we have this star combine here above us, so we probably want to try to move up below them as quickly as possible and at least box them in on this side, so they can't really expand down and squeeze us out. We can't really easily get around to the other side, so we can't close them in there. So we'll have to maybe try to explore up there as well and see what's up there and see if we could get up there and do something with it. But we'll have to see how it turns out. So let's take a quick look around and see where we were otherwise. So tech-wise, we're researching colonization for planetary capitals. That's good. We're going to keep doing that and keep trying to build our minerals and fleet power. What do we have going on the surface? We've cleared off some space. We're pushing Unity and some science there, so that's good. Construction ship is idle. I've got prosperity and discovery for cheaper stations, so we probably want to push out and get some of these stations that are in space, like that one is actually in our space, so we could build that. And I was holding back on scanning to try to get to the Unity bonus that gives you research for scanning the planets. So we're going to go ahead and let it run and pick up where we left off and see if we can spread out a little bit here in this video. See if we can squeeze in our competitors or squeeze out our competitors.
Special project complete.
So, mining drone work ethic. So we have some drones and their tireless ending work of extracting ever-diminishing resources from the local planetoids make for a somewhat dull but nevertheless informative subject of study. In fact, mining networks on Thembolia could stand to learn a thing or two about maximizing mineral extraction rates while conserving energy. Additionally, we have found that the drones are not completely silent. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequently and at a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. If there's anyone left to receive these pings, maybe a mystery for another time. So we're going to find out how they evaluate mining sites. So we had finished a research project on those. We also did a research project to investigate one of the aliens that we encountered, and it seems to be that they are pirates, and they're uninterested in civil discourse. So, of course, that's deplorable. We'll have to watch out for those. What other events do we have? So we have some more society research projects that we could do. They're only going to slow down our research here, so we may already be working through those. I think I've queued. Let's go ahead and queue both of them up and let it keep going. Habitable worlds. So we know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Thembolia. Both the scientific community and public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus on planetary survey efforts on habitable life-bearing worlds. So a commendable initiative. We'll do that project. And we have plenty of planets to scan, so we should be able to finish that fairly quickly. So let's get our construction ship building that mining station that we already saw ready to go there, and see if our scans produce something for us here fairly soon. Our new pop's about to come along soon. So we got that going. Our spaceship that's trying to make the loop around the inner galaxies, making it surprisingly far, so we may get lucky and make it all the way back. We'll have to keep our eye on that one. I guess I want to go down there too and see what that's all about. But basically just waiting a little bit till you get some scans. Wow, that's a massive system there with 30 minerals. Look at that. Wow. So we definitely need to try to get in there and do something with that as soon as possible. So we really just need to push our border out and then get enough energy to maintain those stations. So we will be able to push out our border with the supremacy. We get a 20% border range bonus, so we may get that, and then expansion and start colonizing as quickly as possible. So, Hisma civilization encountered, taking the presence of a primitive alien civilization in the Bogor system. They've advanced into the equivalent of Iron Age and divided into numerous petty kingdoms and empires. We should consider building observation outposts. So we'll keep that in mind. We're going to expand out there eventually. So let's
construction complete.
See what we can do in terms of getting our energy up. So we'll make our planet here a little more focused on energy. We'll build a power plant once that shows up.
Situation log updated.
Once that grows in a little bit, another research project we can fire off. So let's go ahead and do that too. Scientists are leveling up. Scans are coming in. Got a lot of research and power over there, so definitely probably need to make a move up there to build a frontier outpost. Let's initialize this project for the space amoebas. The entities we encountered earlier are new spaceborne life forms, quickly called space amoebas, following analysts' gross misreading of initial sensor output. The creature is in fact larger than the average number-ridden corvette. Despite its apparent orneriness, further studies warranted we can remotely monitor the creature and its kin from Thembolia. So let's put that project in, and it's another
anomaly found.
Society research. So let's fire that off. We'll go ahead and hit this anomaly. Asteroid composition may be unusual, so let's
construction
research.
Situation
mining station. More unknown aliens in Alpheka, which is where? Oh, that's our ship making the loop around. That's why we're getting so many of these hits, because we are moving around. So the Savelli Confederated Stars, after much liberation, I've been authorized to speak with you on behalf of the Savelli Confederated Stars. We have built a peaceful system of government that operates under the supervision of a council led by Coordinator Tetran. Your alien influence is not welcome here, and we would prefer if you kept your distance. So, following our backstory, it'd be kind of interesting to see that this race is similar to the humans we already encountered long ago on our planet and took this planet over from. So maybe that would be a shocker for us. The other research, or the other society here, is the hierarchy of Sonotovish Qua. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Diplomatic channels are open. We got some influence. They're despotic hegemony slavers. We are the hierarchy, minions of the wise overlord Burpum I. Our aim is to improve ourselves through the use of technology, and whether you agree with these goals or not, we trust you to remain amicable neighbors. Okay. So,
system survey.
We're gonna probably get a lot more hits if he keeps making it around. They just close their borders to us because people just don't like hive minds. The asteroid we heard about earlier originates from a former planet. Deep inside the asteroid, we can find valuable minerals. There's also hints of bacterial life that died in the space. The celestial body once showed the promise of life. We get a +5 minerals, which is another nice bonus. So we very mineral rich in our area here.
Anomaly found.
Again, the star has an object in orbit. Let's figure out what it is. We're basically waiting for our unity to pop, and then we'll expand from there. So we've gotten a report from a science officer. It seems that a ceramic container is circling the star mag. Most peculiar. Should obviously not be there yet. Somehow it has managed to find its way into a close orbit. A special project can be issued to investigate it. So we can either investigate it or take some influence. We're going to investigate it.
Situation log updated.
And then if our science ship can do it, we will. So level 2.
Fleet engaged.
Softly. So that's probably our explorer. Yep. So is he going to get away? Probably not. Zoom in again and see what we can do. These 21 days. If nothing gets anywhere close to him fast enough, it's not going to be good. So made it pretty far. Got about halfway around. So we'll sort of let that be our extent for now. So I've got some unity, so I can either get Planetary Survey Corps or go ahead and bump the border and start to fill in these minerals. So these minerals are gigantic, so we have to get in there as fast as possible. So I'm going to hold off on Planetary Survey Corps, bump that border up, and then go ahead and start building up in there. So another anomaly, picking up 1B faint transmission somewhere deep inside the atmosphere of a gas giant. So that's definitely, 30%, let's leave it be for now, we'll come back to it. Science ships, I need to let this one continue to explore because we got to get a frontier outpost up there fairly quickly. So I'm going to take this one before I do that project, come back and get it to survey out that system. So we'll go there, back to there, and then finally hit that research project. So we'll do that, and then my construction ship is going to be getting real busy over here. So let's decide where we're going to go. We're obviously going to start there first. So let's move them over there. We will drop a couple of corvettes just to keep us rolling military wise, and move things forward again. No expansion on our neighbors to the north. Probably going to need to send some more ships out in the areas near us to see if anybody else is around. Receiving transmission from Curator Lambda Enclave. The first contact. Greetings, Star Travelers. We are the Curators. Our ancient order was established eons ago by the various galactic powers in ascendancy at the time. We were dedicated towards the preservation of all knowledge in an effort to safeguard the galaxy from descending into yet another dark age of mass extinctions and barbarism. We failed. Few of us remain today. We are no less committed to our sacred mission than our predecessors were. We are willing to share some of our knowledge with you for a price. So, well met. So we can look at them and see what they have to offer, and they can sell us star shirts, help us with research, or tell us about the mysteries of the universe. So the research, for example, costs energy credits, and we don't quite have enough. So we'll have to come back to them when we're a little richer, and see what happens. But I mean, once we get into this system, we can really do a lot. So hopefully,
Special project
still get in there. Space amoebas forever. The space amoebas, the name is stuck as the pronunciation of the proper xenotaxonomic denominator is too unwieldy for the average Neborite, are solitary animals when left to their own devices, but all but the youngest specimens are accompanied by quasi-independent flagella organisms spawned by the amoeba and programmed through liquid RNA-laced secretions to do the bidding of the host. These flagella are capable of manipulating and even attacking objects in an impressive yet restricted range around the host, periodically returning to lodge inside the host's amoeba's body for reprogramming. There are potential military applications of the graceful patterns of circulation apparent in the flagella's movement. Fascinating indeed. So we get a modifier that gives us 5% energy credits. The planet. So we're still growing in. We're going to need to clear some room out here. So let's go ahead and clear that out for when we need to get some power to man our stations. So moving things along as quickly as we can, safely as we can. So we're finishing some construction. So that was our cruisers, our corvettes in Thembolia. Detected the presence of pre-space civilization at Troby. So another opportunity for a observation post. We can monitor these aliens.
Tile blocker cleared.
So we're doing additional scans in this system, and we're finding even more resources, it looks like. The number is getting higher and higher, so we've got maybe more things happening. See what happens.
System survey complete.
So now that we're completely finished, here's a picture of what we got. So let's go ahead and build out in the order of decreasing minerals. So 10, 8, and then 6, 6, another 6 to really give us a huge boost in mineral output. We're going to have to build some power to power all those, but we can do that on our planet fairly easily now that we got some space cleared out. So once this grows in, we'll put a power plant on it and take care of business. So research, we got mining network 2. Let's get the engineering facility. Do any of our scientists have a boost for that? Doesn't look like it. So keep things rolling. We really need to start expanding. I want to put a frontier outpost up here pretty much as soon as these scans get completed. So probably in Aglomia, if you'll let us do it. So another primitive alien in the Tetra system, Neolithic culture. So pretty low on the tech tree there. But a lot of sort of pre-space civilizations around. A lot of opportunities to observe.
System survey complete.
Another anomaly.
Found.
The significant scenario on the surface of this world apparently cannot be natural from orbit, and the massive rifts look almost like riding. I'm going to leave that one be till I get this Aglomia scan so I can come in with the frontier outpost. So I'm going to come back to those here in a minute. So we're already getting a massive boost in minerals from Kodria there. So power plant's done. Let's go with energy grid, get our energy production up. Go ahead and start the power plant construction. We're about to get a pop show up there. And we're getting a pretty huge run on minerals, so we're going to probably be able to expand fairly quickly. So let's go ahead and start using that up a little bit.
System survey complete.
Leaders. So I have room for 3 more leaders, so I can get, for sure, I've already got an admiral, that's good. Drop another planet or 2, need a couple governors, I can have 1 more scientist probably. So let's get another scientist ready to scan.
Situation log updated.
Counted some more aliens in Gaping Maw. Should proceed with caution. Investigate the Gaping Maw. So the Gaping Maw is this black hole. Let's go ahead and drop that special project. We're finished scanning in Aglomia. So can we build a frontier outpost? We can. It's going to be a lot of influence, but I'm thinking that we should do it at least until we get our colonization out to this planet. We could probably drop it, but we want to block them from expanding. We can drop this here and close borders. And if they use hyperlanes especially, they will definitely have trouble coming this way. So that'll be good. Scientist is coming. Drop another Corvette. Take out the surface. So you can see we're building those mining stations. We're using the energy that we had, so we're running in negative again. So science ship is finished. Let's put a scientist on it. So we'll get the youngest one here. Send them out to start doing some work. So they want to go that way automatically, so let's do that. So we'll start. Hopefully they will survive. Let's give them 5 to work 3. We're already getting close to getting planetary survey core, so
construction complete.
We'll be doing some mainly space-based expansion for a while here.
System survey.
There's some space for another lab here in a little bit. These aliens are sort of low power, so we can probably attack those. So we're getting in contact with another set of curators. So looks like they've got 2 stations fairly close to each other. or that's the commerce exchange, and that's one set of the curators. The other curators must have been way down here. My ship found them going around, so. We're getting the system filled out. I'm bringing in a lot of minerals now. We've basically more than or doubled our minerals.
System survey complete.
So they've finished. So let's send them back. Bopa needs to go to
Tile blocker cleared.
search these anomalies. Give them up. These two anomalies. And we're researching the anomaly down here. Really getting things going. Fast-moving attack craft are hitting our mining stations. According to these unidentified ghosts swarm several of our previously dormant asteroids. We can only surmise the asteroids serve as some kind of hive for a previously unknown spaceborne life form. Whatever they are, they're expanding. Mining operations present. They're coming in fast. Uh-oh.
Construction ship under attack. Station under attack.
Oh yeah, so that is obviously a problem. We've stirred up a hive here. So this system is going to be very valuable, but getting the minerals is going to be tough. Maybe I can jump this out, but we're definitely going to lose the stations. So hopefully we brought in enough money to make back what we put into those stations. We don't know, so let's slow this down to normal speed. One day we got this construction ship out, but you can see our mining stations are going down, and hopefully we're sucking out as much mineral as possible before that happens. So can we even travel through this system safely? It's going to be a question. Do we need to? And the answer is
mining station lost.
No, we can go around the other way, so our ships should be able to get around. But this gives us even more reason to try to get in here and build up our military power and take it out. We may keep a couple of these stations, so two of them are not really even taking damage. Well, now they're getting shot at. Or maybe these are some kind of flying bugs. Yeah, so there they go. They're coming after our other stations, so getting a little more time on those asteroids, but having some problems. So that's unfortunate. I thought it was unusual to have so many minerals. Now I know why. But let's continue our plans for expansion. So we got to get up there and build that frontier outpost to try to block them off. So let's do that. And then we'll be building up our fleet and trying to clear out some things. Let's go ahead and pump that up as much as possible and see if we can clear out some of these other systems. Gas giant signal. So our science ship has picked up some curious readings from Sentinel 5. There are significant pockets of radiation gas in the gas giant's atmosphere that appear to be a result of intense orbital bombardment. What someone could hope to gain by bombing a gas giant from orbit remains a mystery. As the science ship was preparing to break orbit, science officer discovered a weak signal coming from the planet's interior. Maybe a transmission of one kind, but the gas giant's background makes it difficult. So can we isolate the signal? We're going to try it out. So we get a timed project. We've got less than a year to do this, and our scientist needs to be level 3 or higher. So what do we got? Only level 2. Level 1. There's our level 3. So we're going to try to run him up here. But he's doing this in probable ceramics. He's at 91%. So let's let it go a month down the road and see if he finishes that. So he's moving fairly quickly. So I think we can get him up there before we time out. So hopefully that'll...
Special project complete.
After almost giving up, studying the accursed ceramic object for so long, we have reached a breakthrough. The object isn't really there, but rather it is a projection from a higher dimension. Analyzing it as a shadow of a fourth dimension object, we have accumulated enough data to decrypt its message. The object teaches us how to improve in all fields of research. The only question now is, who sent this information? We get a modifier 15% research speed for 60 months, which is pretty great because some of the Ascension perks you get from Unity, they only give you like a 10% bonus. So it's not forever, but you're going to get a huge jump when we hit this. So let's see, we got 26, 39, 19, 23, 35, 17. So a few months shaved off of everything. So we're getting a nice bump. And let's get them up there as quickly as possible to check out the so maybe they can make it through and get to that research. So put them in passive mode. Hopefully they'll slip right through, but we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully we'll get lucky. So we've got 250 days. So hopefully we can
system survey complete.
Make things
anomaly
happen.
Found.
So another anomaly, the scarring on the surface. So another pattern of scarring on a planet. So let's go ahead and research that. Our ships are coming along. Open borders from one of the High-Tech Covenant. Open their borders. Where are they? Oh, that little spot there. So that's fine. Let's see. When our Corvettes are done, can we upgrade anything? So no real changes to make. So we're stuck with what we got. So we'll try to clear out one or both of these systems if you can, but I'm definitely not that one. So. But that gives us a goal. If we can knock that out, we get a huge boost to our resources. So is our science ship going to make it to start this project? I know it's going to be tight. Are they going to make it through the system? They may. They're on the edge. They'll probably be all right. So alien riding. Someone used a mining laser from orbit to carve a large body of riding into the surface of Structura 3A. The massive script covers a large portion of the moon's upper hemisphere and appears to be a short story chronicling the difficult life of an alien mercenary, and it gets a bonus to society. So one of our special projects finished. So the same thing on another planet nearby, so maybe it's chapters of the same story. So Structura has finished, so let's continue scanning as much as possible. They did not level to level 3, so we can't send them over there. So hopefully this science ship makes it to our project 130 days. See what happens. Small celestial object with pronounced gaseous and particulate tails was recently observed in the Thembor system. Its passing was uneventful. So another comet. This Halley's Comet. Check the date, see if we got lucky, but probably not. So some Unity. And that will actually bump us over on our Unity. So let's go ahead and get the... I'm going to go with planetary survey cores. We'll get expansion later, 58 months. But when that happens, we're going to have to start expanding really rapidly. But this will give us some time to run up some more research and get our home world how we like it.
Evading hostile fleet.
We got a hostile fleet where? But a void cloud in that system. So our science ship will reroute itself around. That was a change in the last patch, so that's pretty cool. 80 days on our project. So they are getting close to the timeout. Getting there. Hopefully it will start the event. We don't have to finish it in 23 days. We can start 3. Okay, so they started it. It's going to take them 180 days to research it. So hopefully they get lucky and figure out what that thing is. Construction ships building our frontier outposts. Fleet's almost big enough to deal with some of these issues. So all good news. We're going to run a little bit of energy deficit, but that's okay. Our fleet costs are going to go up. That's okay. Let's leave this anomaly for somebody else that's got more experience to deal with. Research and some fleets. More, see what we can do with it.
Construction complete. Research complete.
So we've got engineering facility. Let's go ahead and get our next level in spaceport. We're just real short on research, so we're not really even taking advantage of our big bonus we got. So fortunate.
Special project complete.
So we isolated the signal, transmission on screen. Finally, well met, Spacefarer. We are the Dathnak, and the planet you're orbiting is Tolak Rong, our ancestral home. It is always riveting to meet a solid, even if our last encounter with your kind was somewhat problematic. You have no doubt detected the radiation surges coming from our atmosphere. Tolak Rong is dying, and our species will perish unless we find a new home. We have identified a planet that would suit our physiology, but we have no means to get there. Sadly, our non-corporeal forms, our non-corporeal nature means that we don't have much in the way of industry or technology. Will you help us? If you have no technology, how are we speaking? Ah, but you're not the first solid to pay us a visit. Another Spacefarer graciously donated a small subspace transmitter and scanner array to us 2.9 million solar cycles ago. They had been designed to be compatible with our physiology, one of the more positive encounters we've had. What happened to your planet? Well, the last time solids visited us a few thousand cycles ago, things didn't go very well. They wanted us to embrace their religion, we refused, and this triggered some kind of genocidal reaction. Completely unwarranted. Before we knew what was happening, they maneuvered their fleet in orbit and unleashed a massive bombardment. So you want us to transport, let's just say, well, go ahead, we'll help you relocate.
Situation log updated.
So let's pause this and see. Got a new time project, another scientist 3 project, and where does it go to? On the map. Zoom out. So they want us to go down to here and take them there. Well, let's give it a shot and see. It's routing them around that way. I don't know if they'll be safe going that way, so why don't we move there? We know that's okay, and then we will research projects and make them go around in that direction. So that will be good. Our frontier outpost completed, so let's get these mining stations going as fast as possible, and the observation post. So that would be a plus. And if our neighbors to the north are using hyperspace travel, then we're not going to be able to come down that way if we close our borders. Do they like us? They don't really like us. Xenophobes. So unfriendly. So let's just go ahead and close our borders. See if we can friend their neighbors here. We can't make a non-aggression. We can guarantee their independence and try to make them our friend. But I think they're both going to stay fairly weak if they can't spread. So we may just try to take them both over, as soon as possible. So we'll see what happens. Let's let it roll. See what happens. They got 670 power. They got 595. We got 400 something down here. So let's clear this system first. We might need to rebuild the fleet and then go up there. I'm hoping we get some combat tech somewhere to help us out before that happens.
System survey.
And as soon as we hit our unity, we will do a lot of colonizing once we hit our expansion. We probably should have got it earlier. Probably really crippling ourselves, but we're just rolling with the events that we got. So we'll see what happens. Let's bump these up and just drop some engineering. So we're paying a lot for that extra point in engineering,
System
but
survey complete.
it's not bringing in a lot of research yet.
Research complete.
The energy grid. Let's go with research speed. So can we build an energy grid? We can. Let's do that. So let's take out these guys. The mining station that we found here. We need a science ship ready to help us out with some work over there, so we might pull this guy out once he finishes his scans. He doesn't have anywhere to go next, so I'll say go. We're gonna pass passive mode.
Situation log updated. System survey complete.
So he just finished his work anyways. He's going to come and grab this research project and then survey his way around.
Situation log updated.
There. So fleet combat stats. Invasion. Lost 3 corvettes. All mass drivers, all we got. So let's send them back to repair or reform them up and go clear that one out. Give us some more room to expand. So keep doing what we're doing.
Research complete.
So, planet reduction targets and planetary capital. That's good news. What do we pick here? Let's pick border range because it matches our statecraft expertise. We're going to get a bonus. And we're pretty good on leaders right now, but pushing our border out as far as possible is going to help us a lot, especially since we're just mainly expanding in space right now. No real colonies yet. So the surface of the asteroid is littered with metallic debris. Let's see what it's all about. And our fleet is made it back and repairs. We want to go and clear out this system as well, but we probably need to get our fleet power up a little bit. So let's consider holding off until we get this boost to our spaceports. Let's see if we can. We're going to upgrade to the planetary capital. The asteroid was really used as a junkyard by someone this past. All manner of discarded machinery and pellet refuse has been deposited inside the asteroid's gravity well, being slowly pulled into the jumble of debris that now covers the surface. There's nothing particular value found here, but a lot of metal could be salvaged, so we get a bonus to minerals. So while we have energy and minerals on hand, let's just clear all these out so we can grow on our capital as much as we need to and move things around if we need to and get it all out of the way, because we're going to have to pay that at some point unless we use Ascension perk to remove those blockers, but
Special project
prefer not
complete.
to. So the science officer has finished supervising the relocation of the Dathnak to their new home. A convoy of civilian freighters equipped with massive pressurized gas tanks ferried the gaseous beings across space and deposited them into the gas giant's atmosphere. Their ancient transmitter and scanner array were also brought along, so hail them. We are forever in your debt. This planet has exceeded our expectations. For the first time in generations, our young can frolic in the upper atmosphere without starting to glow. We have decided to call our new home Balderak after your species. Future generations of Dathnak shall always know the name of their saviors. Balderak? We're Neberites. Really? I could have sworn. Apologies, but it can be difficult to tell you solids apart. I'm afraid it's too late to change the name now. It has a nice ring to it, though, don't you think? Well, good luck with your new home. Thank you again, dear friends. May the atmospheric currents always keep you aloft. Okay. So, I don't think it really gave us a huge bonus for that, but you never know, we might interact with them again later, so we'll see what happens. So while we're down here, let's just go ahead and scan it out as much as we can. So I don't know if we'll finish all those, but we'll make a stab at it. I think it's going to take too long to get our spaceport, so let's go ahead and push our fleet up a little bit and go back and clear this out. We got a lot of evasion and speed from our admiral, which is good. So analyze debris and got some hits on some technology and some research points. So that's always good. So anytime you have a battle, you definitely want to clear the debris because you get usually some good bonuses.
Construction complete.
Drop another Corvette. We're about to have a lot of energy, so
Construction complete.
Construction ship is idling, which we do not want to see.
Anomaly found.
So let's research this anomaly. Tracking beacon. We're going to move our construction ship over here because there's going to be some work to do eventually. So let's do that. We'll let this anomaly finish and then reroute that science ship to scan Alpha Centauri right away so we can build in there. So we got 670, they got 595. Let's do one more and then we're going to go after it. And we're going to get a border range boost
System survey complete.
as well. So we'll have this system in our range. I'll probably scan that one first and then hit Alpha Centauri. And then as soon as we get our Unity expansion trait, we need to colonize as fast as possible. So we need to make sure we have sitting on some minerals to make that happen.
Anomaly found.
So we gotta watch things. Pattern of massive rifts that look like writing, so we're gonna research that. And our fleet is done, so let's send it up there and see if we can take that out. We may have some losses, but we'll see what happens. So I'm using mining laser to write the story of the mercenary. So whoever's doing this writing must have visited a lot of planets telling their story. So let's go after that. We will take our science ship that was here, and we're going to
System survey complete.
survey there to get this going. Got our fleet battle going on here versus the void cloud. We're holding up pretty well, and it's going down fast, so
Situation log updated.
too big of a problem. We actually ended up with a fleet right size to our fleet cap, so we can't beat that. So let's repair that. And we'll modify our science ship's path one more time. So we're going to survey that system, hit the research projects here, and then go ahead and survey Alpha Centauri as fast as possible. Uh-oh. So they've declared us to be their rivals, so let's declare rivalry back. Check out their level. So they have equivalent capacity, equivalent technology, but inferior fleet. So we really need to build up and expand our fleet and take as quick as possible in case they want to fight us. So we'll see what we do. This may be a short video series since I've held off on expanding way too long.
System survey complete.
Doing a planetary capital upgrade. All these clear outs are paid for, so let that run. Surveying a lot of places, so a lot of science work getting done. Building up our mineral pile, so when I hit my expansion in 6 months,
Research
or
complete.
16 months, we can do
Anomaly
that.
found.
So anomaly, weak signal from the surface of a moon. Check it out. Research speed is finished, so now we're getting a lot of research right now. If only we had more raw points to work with. So what do we want here? We need to do. Don't have a lot of combat upgrades. We may go to war here. So let's take the combat rolls and get that going.
System survey complete.
Our science ship finished all those. Let's go in a few more. Eventually, I'm going to have to clear up all these anomalies. So after this guy finishes the scan of Alpha Centauri, we're going to send him over there. So. Moving along.
Situation log updated.
Another encounter in the Amethyr system. So that's right over here, so not too far away, Upsilon aliens. So let's try to figure out what those are as soon as possible. So in 3 months we will maybe have a clue. And there's the Asset Protection Unit. Around station at a star, so see what happens with that one too. So why am I waiting for the expansion
Research complete.
point? Because when I adopted, every new colony starts with one additional pot, which is actually a lot of growth. The early part here, so it helps out a lot. So I feel like waiting for it's worth it. So improve spaceport, so we can build level 2 spaceport and get the Corvette assembly yards. So let's get that going. It's going to let us get a bigger
System survey complete.
fleet up, and we have to pick our next thing here. So what do we want? We're going to go for destroyers. So that's going to take 50 months. So let's get something we can use a little sooner. Hold off on that. We'll get the ion thrusters, make our Corvettes even faster. So that plus our Admiral that's giving us a huge speed bonus. So I imagine that's got to make our evasion's got to be pretty nice.
Special project complete.
So we finished our project to find that other race. So we found the Interstellar Xeran Union. So they're a direct democracy of Federation builders. Greetings from the Interstellar Xeran Union. Chancellor Klandrak is our elected representative, but in truth, all citizens have a voice in our government. We strive to better ourselves through technology. We desire, we hope you will respect. So they're over on that side of us. So if we could expand out and block them in as well, that would help. So we may try to colonize those two planets, 1, 2, and see what. Survey completed. Through our survey of habitable worlds, this is our habitable worlds project from earlier, we've collected a vast amount of data, and the life forms many of our older theories on the development of life have been disproved, and our scientific community has had to build new models from scratch. Our most interesting findings are displayed in the newly dedicated Museum of Exobiology in Thembolia. The public is enthralled, and many donations have come in to aid the continued search of strange life forms. And we get a bonus to society research and energy credits. Pretty big chunks. That's nice. So our border range project is going to finish even faster. So speed this up, and maybe our endpoint for this video, because we're only up to almost 50 minutes already, will be when we hit our Unity, we get our expansion point. We'll
System survey complete.
sort of stop there. So we're getting level ups and survey completions. Making some progress. Our capital finished, so we're getting a little bit more Unity and energy in. Upgrade our buildings to higher levels.
Found. Tile blocker cleared.
So anomaly, picking up life signs from somewhere within the interior of the asteroid. Let's check that out. I keep clicking on the plus minus, so I should train myself to use the hotkeys. Plus and minus instead. Be a lot easier. But it doesn't make the nice little sound when you do it with a keyboard. We finished our debris. Now we're going to come and get Alpha Centauri. We're getting real close on our Unity, so 2 months.
System survey complete. Research complete. Tile blocker cleared.
Our border range is getting a pretty big boost here. So we want to get heritage sites, because that will really boost our unity some more. We want to get unity as fast as possible. But you know, growth time. It'll come back around. Let's go with the unity. A little harder to get for our hive mind. So, and we get the statecraft matching sort of expertise bonus. So it's going to come fairly quickly. So our asteroid we looked at earlier. Amazingly, the asteroid they picked up several life signs coming from within the asteroid. There appears to be a colony of large, burrowing, worm-like lithivores within the rock, which has been riddled with tunnels. These unique life forms have somehow adapted to a life in the coldness of space. So these creatures should be studied. I'm going to get some society bonus, so that's good. So we're sitting on a lot of minerals, energy. We're about to hit our unity, get our expansion perk, and then we're really going to start expanding out here. So we're fairly close to the end of this session in playing the game. So doing some expansion, making an enemy here above us. So they are not really allied with each other, so that's maybe a good thing. So we got our unity point. We're going to put it into expansion so we get an extra pot when we colonize. We're never going to go out this way, so let's go ahead and say colonize that. 53 influence. We're going to drop it there. Actually, let's look at it a little bit closer. I think that's going to be the best bet. And once that one builds out, we'll try to colonize there before they get it. If not, we may try to drop a frontier outpost, push the border back, and drop onto it before they can get there with their border. But we will see. Have to see what happens. But I think we're making some progress. Hopefully, our sort of gambit of not expanding too much too early will pay off. But we'll have to see how that works in the next video. So hopefully somebody's watching this maybe one day. If you are, leave a comment and let me know what you think. Try to get better at making videos for people to check out. So see you next time.